Hello, everybody. We're live on YouTube, and as you can tell, I have the new webcam hooked up for tonight. Probably wasn't a good introduction to the new HD webcam because the Habs kind of lost again in a shutout against the Toronto Maple Leafs, 3-0. That's not really good. Lost, lol. Shut up, Jesse. Of course, we're gonna get into my notes. If you guys can let me know, how's the mic sounding? Is it the same? Does it sound the same as the other day? Because I might have actually accidentally set it as the webcam, the in webcam mic, which I really, really hope I didn't end up doing. So, yeah. So, yeah, we're just gonna get right into the notes I have for this game. Sound okay? All right, perfect. Jesse, by the way, thank you for the webcam. Jesse, my mod in chat, if you can see it, I'm probably pointing the right direction this time because I found out it isn't actually reversed. It's just this way for me for some reason. But yeah, Jesse, thank you for the webcam. It was probably not a good night to introduce it, being tonight. I don't know. I might do a gimmick where if I win, I use the HD, or if the Habs win, I use the HD cam. If they lose, I use the crappy cam. But I don't know. I'll figure that out. I already got this situation figured out. Welcome. So early on, Toronto hit two posts, one after another. I don't know how Jason Spezza missed that second one. It was a wide open net. Kinkaid was so out of the way, and he hits the post, and it's thankfully not 4-0 for the Maple Leafs. Pekka didn't look too good. He had a bad turnover early on in the game, but he sort of recovered. I mean, he didn't do too bad during the rest of the game, I guess. Brendan Gallagher broke 3 sticks in 20 seconds. I believe he broke his first one blocking a shot. He broke a second one. A teammates that gave him a stick, and then he went out, got another stick, broke that on another shot block, broke that on a shot, I think, and then he went off. Speaking of Gallagher, he didn't look great at all this game. I think it's just the Habs are trying to warm up for the regular season, so they're not trying as hard as they usually do. Yeah. And then Toronto scored first after Mike Riley knocked Alex Kerfoot into Keith Kinkaid. Riley should probably be sent down for a couple games because of that, if they're able to. If he has to go on waivers first, then absolutely don't send him down. Just scratch him and, I don't know, use someone else for a bit. And then Folene with a good hit, and Moore would be going to the box. Funny enough, he collided with Kerfoot. Or he collided with Kinkaid. No help from Riley this time. Riley did not need to push anyone into Kinkaid and give the Leafs an advantage this time. Gallagher fanned. This is why I'm saying Gallagher didn't have a great game tonight. He fanned on a perfect play. The Habs set it up perfectly. He's always a guy that's in front of the net to score those. I'm not gonna say dirty goals, but those cheeky goals that it's like, oh, you don't let Gallagher in front of the net basically alone. So basically they had set it up with, I want to say it was Danault and Lettinen. Danault passed it up to Lettinen behind the net, gets it down to Gallagher. Perfect shot, sends it wide. I don't know why Gallagher does that. He doesn't need to. Yeah, it's just Gallagher just did not have a great game, like I said. I'm going to try and run through these notes quickly just because I want to end the stream in about 15, 20 or so minutes. But yeah, Kinkaid lets in a terrible second goal. Tavares was behind the net, basically. Just popped it up. It went off of Kinkaid's skate, up in the air, into the net. that was not a good goal for him to allow. Toronto was applying great pressure with it though. It was a 2-0 lead after the first. 13-8 were the shots for the Leafs, and I even wrote after the first, Habs are losing this one. Suzuki wasn't playing too bad though. He had a few decent hits early on in the second, and Kinkaid was having a good second period as well. Houdon takes a very bad penalty as he falls. He high sticks. I want to say it was Morgan Rielly, and he's going to the box for 2. It was not good. But Houdon then draws a penalty on a bad hit from Morgan Rielly, which I'm very, very happy Houdon was sort of able to recover. Funny thing, we actually thought it was Houdon that knocked Kerfoot into Kinkaid in the first for the first goal, to allow the first goal, but thankfully Houdon was not the one, and it was Rielly who ended up having a terrible game and probably should be scratched for a couple. I would say on Saturday against Ottawa, and then maybe a couple regular season games as well. The Habs got screwed over on a very good goal from Houdon. Houdon played a very well second period, actually, looking back at it. No one is there to review it. And at first, it did look like he got his stick on it. Then it looked like he got his skate and kicked it in. And I don't know. From last time I saw it, he obviously did kick it, but I don't know. Like one angle, you see him, or at least I see him kick it into the net, and then the other, you see him kick it and then get his stick on it into the net. I don't know. I feel like that would have been a good goal had there been someone to review it. But because we just had the refs and the linesmen tonight, they called it a bad. They called it back, which it pretty much is the right thing to do. If it's a disputed goal, then yeah, just don't count it just in case. Because if it did turn out he did just kick into the net and say Habs won 3-2, then yeah, that's the ref's fault for not calling the goal back. Weber took a bad roughing penalty on the power play. The power play was looking terrible. The PK was decent, which is funny because I said that before the third goal. But yeah, Weber, I don't know how he wasn't ejected from the game. He punches, I forget what Leafs player it was, but he punches him to draw the roughing penalty. And I don't know, he probably should have been kicked out of the game. Honestly, it wasn't a super hard hit. It wasn't a super hard punch, but still, it was a decent punch. Dale Weiss took a god-awful penalty for tripping with just over a minute left. I still don't know why he hasn't been sent down yet. I don't know why we even took him back. Who did we? I forget who even traded for Dale Weiss, but we shouldn't have. We really should not have traded back for Dale Weiss. Excuse me. Jordan Weal was a good part of that trade, which I think he was part of that trade. But Dale Weiss was just not a good part of that trade. He has a $2 million cap hit for this year, and then thankfully it's over with. Unless for some reason we decide to buy him out, which I don't think we will. We can just bury him in the minors, just like Carl Alsner, and thankfully he won't go to our cap hit. 5 minutes into the third, and the shots are 11-0 for Toronto. The Habs are just getting embarrassed out there. Well, really, except for Kinkaid. He was making great saves when he needed to be there. And Charles Houdon, he had a good second period. Houdon was really impressing me this game. He was, especially with even though he took the bad penalty, he drew a penalty and then almost scored what could have turned the game around for the Habs and broken Freddie Anderson's shutout streak. My stream started to lag out right after I wrote that, so I don't know if they didn't like me shitting on the Habs or whatnot, but my stream started to cut out for like a good five or so minutes, and I missed the third goal, but I'm going to assume it was scored by Matthews since they said there's something for him to look up for today, since he was just accused of disorderly conduct in Arizona for something that happened in the springtime, but for some reason was only reported now. I'm not going to get into that. I don't talk Leafs here unless they're playing Habs. Drouin was looking terrible out there and really was all night, really. And I'm still under the belief that, Habs should not have traded for him. They should have kept Mikhail Sergachev because we needed a defenseman at the time. We did not need another overrated Tampa Bay Lightning member to come over and do nothing with us. I understand he's poised for a breakout season this year, but come on. He's been slated for that, the past 3-4 seasons now? It's not going to happen. Just trade him and get his ass out of Montreal. Like I said, I still believe he should be traded. True. Jesse, I appreciate you're trying to get involved in the conversation without knowing anything Habs. I appreciate you watching. But yeah, Drouin was just bad. Drouin, I don't think Drouin should be a Montreal Canadian for the next season. And then Gallagher getting physical with Tyson Barrie, it wasn't worth it with 3.5 to go in the period. Yeah, and then Habs get shut out twice in a row. They sucked out there. It was I think they said it was a 25 save shutout for Frederik Andersen for the Maple Leafs. The Habs are just they did not do good out there. Yeah, I don't know what else there is to say, really. Apparently, Price has a minor injury. I haven't looked too much into it. I just found out like 5 minutes before the stream. So with Price out, I'm going to assume he's out for the season starter. Hopefully not the home opener, because without Price, we don't make the playoffs. I don't care how good Keith Kinkaid is or Charlie Lindgren or Caden Primo. Without Price, Habs do not make the playoffs. Habs cannot have a strong playoff run without Carey Price, unless they traded for, say, Henrik Lundqvist or someone like that, someone who's a great goaltender, Marc-Andre Fleury or Roberto Luongo if he was still playing. Which, by the way, Roberto Luongo, you're a dope boy. If ever you're watching this, which, come on, please, don't watch me. Go watch the hockey guy. He's a better hockey YouTuber. But yeah, Habs get shut out twice in a row. They're a terrible team the past 2 games. The first 4, they were great. They were 4-0-0, and now they're just terrible. I think what really seals the deal if we're going to miss the playoffs is if we get beat by Ottawa. If we get beat by the Ottawa Senators, we're probably going to miss the playoffs because Ottawa is the basement. Even if they make the playoffs, somehow they're the basement. They will get swept in the first round if somehow, by some miracle, the Ottawa Senators are not last in the league and they're in the playoffs. Man, you guys suck. Thank you, Jesse. 4 games winning streak to start the season, or the preseason. This isn't even the regular season. This is the preseason. But we do suck right now. Thank you for that, Jesse. We do suck. Yeah, guys, that's going to end it here. This isn't really a long stream. I understand that, but I just wanted to break in the new HD webcam and talk about tonight's game, which really wasn't eventful. I'm pretty sure these are going to be close to 20, 30 minutes long once the actual season starts. Though, before I do end the stream, if any of you are still watching the VOD or in the stream, Jesse, if any of you are still watching this late, I would like to confirm that 25 Days of Harry will be coming back for December. And the final video, the video on Christmas Day, that will be 3 months exactly from now, will be big. That's all I'm going to say about the final video. It's going to be big. More details are to come at a later time. As of right now, an insider source has told me that. I believe it's a guy named Barry Geis. Barry Geis, I believe, was his name. But yeah, that's going to do it, guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, favorite, and share on everything, which includes but is not limited to. My mouth is really dry. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and everything else. My name is Harry Rice. Subscribe to the Puff Club today. Subscribe to join the HD crew today. Bye, Harry Potter. Bye, Jesse. That's going to do it, guys. Please follow me on Twitter and Twitch. I probably will never stream on Twitch, but who knows? I had trouble, actually. By the way, I did have trouble getting this stream set up today. That's why I was a couple minutes late than my usual 10 o'clock start time, because this was apparently connecting to XSplit only and not YouTube. So, yeah, and I'm going to delete XSplit as soon as I can. So, yeah, that's going to do it, guys. My name is Harry Rice, and I am out. Peace.